And we've hit the moment of the Chapter 5 boss, the first big spike in difficulty. Okay, so the first part with this boss that a lot of people may not even be thinking about is this is your first experience with a true roguelike. Your decisions before the boss actually matter. Before this point, it didn't really matter too much. You could just like unga bunga it and like, see what you did. But the boss, what you need to do is a few things. So you're setting up your whole run for the few things. First one is to survive. So you're not going to focus on relics that do damage. Instead, you're going to focus on relics that survive. And then you need a way to do area of effect damage. So that means hit all of the enemies in your team. Here's my team. And Salvador hits all the enemies. Murphy hits all the enemies. And Vortis kind of hits a little bit of all the enemies. But these two hit most of all of the enemies. Okay, then we also need a slow ramp like counter or poison. So I have Feint who's going to do that slow ramp with counter, but I'm going to try for relics. So I'm going to try to get counter or poison relics. That helped me out. Okay, and then we have an account check that let's go look at. Okay, so all of my units are level 50. I have a Death Res Cov unlocked. I have both these are not really DPS kind of wheels, but I have DPS wheels. I have an S key bot with an S key wheel, and I have a Death Res wheel on. All three, there's 3 brown wheels here, and 1 blue wheel. Okay, I'm level 32, so that affects my total health. When I look at hard mode, I've done about 50% of chapter 3 into hard mode, and I've completed an interlude. I've completed this Lightless Realms, so I've completed quite a bit here. And I've done a few bits of Trapeze and P-Dive. Okay, so that's what you should be doing. If you haven't done any of those things and you're not level like 30 or 32 yet, don't go here. You're going to struggle a lot. Go level yourself up outside. The next big breakpoint is 35. But I was like, I don't feel like taking that time to get there. And I have only an hour until the reset. So not only do I have to beat this, but then I have to go back and beat it again in order to get the piece for the Arcane Dominion. So I have like not that much time to hit it. But I'm going to try. All right. So we're going to go into normal mode here. I know we're on this final boss, which is a version of Miriam here. We got all this stuff, and we got a really great posse. Which is one of the like best starting type of posses as well. But let's go see what we get. All right, we get Tulu's card. Okay, first battle. I just want to try to gain Elmis with my team. Try not to lose that much health, but I don't mind losing a little bit of health. Play a hot tomato. And I'm practically going to ignore this card until the final boss. Okay, and then I'm safe here, so I'm going to let my tentacles go on and slap some more. All right, so I can see that I don't really have the cards to kill them easily, so I'm going to put this into now defensive stats. Now, because I know that this is great like this, I'm going to actually charge up both Vortis with Elmis and Feint with Elmis. Well, this kind of actually just lowers down their strength, but that's fine. I wanted them just to die. I still have full health. Perfect. Nothing aggressive. We're going to go into defense, and what's this one? When played, increase all of the Awakener's Elmis by 5. Absolutely. Could maybe start to choose the poison one. Can do that a little bit later. We'll go here. So, Needle, awesome. We need Needle. I'm thinking that I'm going to get a lot of options to rouse people, so I'm not going to like look at rousing them. I also really want this relic too. So this relic's going to help me because I get insight, which allows me to shuffle a lot of my deck. And I get a lot if I get it early on in the game. So I have to go get some more Orisons to be able to do that. Finesse is like okay. Put that on her strike. I might sell it. Which way am I going here? I can't go that way because it's locked, so let's go this way. I'm gonna have to accept the miss node, so lose 98 health. Let's go here. Needle's really great though. Already starting with that, it's a great start. So this is just a ramping piece. It's not offensive or defense. It just allows me to play more cards. 19, that's fine. We're taking 19. Okay, I can hot tomato. Tomato gun, go. Now the little guy that went underneath, he's attacking me every time, so I have 3 more of those every time that I play a card. So it's good to just play a defense to protect myself from him hitting me. Then I can play other things. And you can see that they'll probably die very soon. So I'm going to use the embryo to help raise them up. And I'm actually going to now take my life back. More than likely, I can kill them here. Beautiful. Okay. Reload with poison. Absolutely. So this is going to launch a lot of poison. I also like getting more babies, but we're going to take poison. Remember, that's one of our strategies here, is to get some things that are going to be a slow burn and slowly kill the boss over time. It's not a lot of poison, but, you know, every little bit helps right now. I'm going to use that so I can see things. And now I'm going to arouse an awakener. Pretty sure I can arouse. This level's really big, if I remember correctly, so I can arouse like most of them. Knowledge wheel. After releasing Exalt, draw a card. Okay, what's this one? At the end of the turn, if there's a remaining Arithmetica, draw 2 extra cards. If not, at the end of the turns, yes. So this is really great again, ramping. So I'm ramping to help me be flexible with whatever happens with the boss. I still really want that one relic that's over there, but that's fine. All right, so awesome part here is I can exalt. Actually, I would love to have a hot tomato, but I don't have a hot tomato, so I'm going to exalt Liz. I mean, not Liz. Faint. Put 2 weaknesses on everybody. And go here, like that. And this should be good. See, safe again, so I can let my tentacles build up. It's kind of what I want to do. I don't just want to rush into white stance because I can lose a lot of the tentacle building up. And I can lose that to do 403 damage. Alright, we can do a tentacle slap. This is temporary, so I don't want temporary things. I want things that would build up slowly over time, so that doesn't build up slowly over time. This does like in the moment, so we'll take that one. Alright, I don't have a key yet, so I'm going to have to come back for that. So I'm going to have to go this way. Okay. Awesome, got my hot tomato. Now I can use Murphy here. So Murphy Exalt is actually the best time to use it is when they have like a multiple, they're hitting me more than one, because this drastically drops down the amount of damage that they'll do to me. So you can see that I'm getting 24 hits, but as soon as I put Murphy's Exalt, okay, it dropped down to 51. It's significantly different. So that was 200 and something, and now that's 51. Right, and we can hot tomato. And just to help conserve all my health, I'm just going to put this into a safe stance because I have 155 times 3. They're going to be pretty close to dead once it goes. Alright, so they're not attacking me. I can use this turn to be a little sneaky. Kill my sacrifice that's hurting me. So I'm just going to play this. Play some other cards. And I don't need to actually worry about killing them right away. But more likely my tentacle slaps will. Yeah. All Awakeners gain 10 ailments at the start, but reduce max HP. No, because Salvador is based on max HP. So we're going to go here. At the turn start, gain 1 arithmetic cup for each enemy. When an enemy is killed by active damage, inflict bleed. This is awesome because the final boss has 3 enemies. So I'm going to gain a lot of arithmetic cup. Oh, Tulo's showing up. Go this way. Expand and see what's up. I'm on my path. Where am I going? Right. So, hot tomato. We'll launch this with faint. Even though I would have wished it would have been different. It's fine. And now I think we're gonna hope that my tentacle does enough to kill them, but if not, that's fine. Absolutely dead. Okay, blessed. Here, so I'm adding 2 weaknesses on. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of weaknesses for the boss, right? So this boss, ooh, I like the charge though too, but that's fine. I'll keep this as is. So for this boss, having more weakness on the boss will drop down the damage they do, and Salvador adds weakness, Murphy adds weakness, and Faint adds weakness. Murphy and Salvador also add vulnerable. So I have the ability to keep putting debuffs on the boss, which is what is also going to be really nice. You haven't focused before this on getting these debuffs, but now you need to focus on getting debuffs. And also things that help clean the debuffs off you. Because sometimes you're struggling and all you needed to do is just clean off the debuff and you suddenly like won't take a whole bunch of damage. And sometimes there's bosses that is like, if you just remove the vulnerable on yourself, you'll live. But until you realize that, you're kind of dumb and you just keep attacking them. And you're like, why aren't I winning? And it's like, because you're not realizing you just need to remove the vulnerable. That's foreshadowing for future bosses. All right, now this relic is supposed to give me 2 more Arithmetica, which it did. That's awesome. So this, now that I have a lot of Arithmetica in my starting hand, this actually is good to hold until the very end, but I don't want to screw up and have 0 at the end of this. I want to be able to have just 1 left and play it as my last card. So it's hot tomato. Tomato gun go. Awesome. But the problem is all the rest of the cards are really cheap. So it doesn't really help me. I'll get rid of this card. And I'm just going to put on shield. Okay. We'll put on the weakness. We'll put on another weakness. So then I have 3 and a lot of vulnerable. And I have like tons of health. So I'm going to use this to kill them. Do I need to put on this embryo? Sure. We'll help make her that she's ready for the next battle. Okay, at this point, I have enough ramping. I'm going to ramp some more, but I have enough ramping that I actually just want some stuff that now does the slow kills. I can ramp for days. Dearest Babe and Plague Record. These are both embryo babies. Oh, I make so many babies. I want all the babies. Let's go, babies. Oh, this is going to be disgusting. That made my life so much easier. All right, I ramped some more. More embryos. This is ramping, though, with their ailments. Okay. Really want some counter relics here or poison at the end. That was just too good. Like, 2 embryo relics at the same time. Like, let's take it. Beautiful. Counter relic. Every 5th time you gain a shield, also gain counter, with the counter equal to 2% of the shield gain. So if I time this, it will show me a little number in the corner. And if I time this, when I activate the Divine Realm, I can gain a huge amount of counter. And it's permanent. It's not temporary counter. It's permanent counter. Okay, we're going to sell a command card, and we're going to sell Murphy's. Get 50 sigil. We'll put this Embryo Fusion on a card. Put on Vortex Reversed. And the rest of them I'm not caring about. I want poison or counter. Or healing. Whenever damage is dealt, gain 10 temporary counter, which can trigger up to 5 times per turn. When it triggers for the 5th time, place an insight into the draw pile. So this is going to help me do a lot of stuff. This is tentacle limit reduced by 2. That's not good right now with Vortis because Vortis Exalt, I would like to have like 5 tentacles. And if I reduce my tentacles, it's actually hurting me. But this is another counter weapon. It's not permanent counter, but I get, again, some more ramping. But it's another counter weapon. Sometimes you got to take with what you got or what you were given. Let's refresh again. So we have obtain 4 shield when dealing active damage and obtain 7 temporary strength when restoring HP. So the problem with this is that if I get 4 shield and then proc this, my counter I gain is peanuts. And I don't want to do that to myself. So I'm actually not going to mix these two together. Same with every third defense is played, gain 21 shield. The corresponding awakener gains 15 illness. I'm not going to take that as well too because I might screw myself over. We get more ramping. So let's refresh one more time. Oh, I can't. Refresh is out. Only got 2. And we have 1 more relic to go. All of them are ready, but look how many babies I get right off the start. This is awesome. All right. Baby me, baby. I should have put in a hot tomato. I was too excited about the babies, but that's fine. And look how much arithmetica because of this. All right. They're all doing all this damage to me. So I think if I flip it just into this shield, so I got 2. So is there a way that I can get this to 4 and then flip it into shield? I don't think so. I got 3. If I was counting a little bit more, I could have got this 1. Salve will get a shield. So let's play Salve. Okay. Gain 35 shield. And now when I go into Divine Roll, I have 251 counter. Let's go here. And 255 counter. All right, now the other part that's really nice here, if you don't remember this, on Vortis is Memory Spiral. So the wielder's shield generation is plus 12. At the turn start, retain 35% of the remaining shield. So as I told you, this battle, I need to survive. And having this allows me to keep retaining shield in order to survive against the final boss. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards. I have so many cards. And then I'm going to go here. And I kind of think, look how many embers I have. Kind of think that still not going to kill them. But a hot tomato will. They're spicy tomatoes. Okay. This charge gives counter. We're going to put that on. Rouse a unit. Look, last one to rouse. I have 100% rouse. And now I still have 1 left and I have a shop that I can go find. So I'm going to go find another shop before I go into that battle and max out my relics on the top. Which is where? Where's another shop? This is one. This is the one that I want. And to get back, this is the in, the out. So I'm going to have to use this. Get a symptom. Totally worth it. Oh yeah, got this card, but a little too late. I should have got that earlier. 1 more of these. Let's go. Put it on suffering. Okay. So this is completely maxed out. We have 456 death res. So that means that I can die 2 or 3 times before I'll actually fully die from this battle. I have relics that help me ramp. I have relics that help me with baby generation. And then I have relics that help me with counter. And then I have, again, even more ramping. So the ramping is going to give it so that I have the ability to just spam a whole bunch of cards and I have options. If I didn't have this ramp, I wouldn't have a lot of options. And then that hurts me. Here we go. Okay, so with this boss, we're going to talk about this a little bit before I go into fighting her. She has some phases. First part of her phase is that I have to do a whole bunch of damage to her. And then she goes, psych, I'm not dead. I'm going to launch up 2 little heads that you have to hit, so it's Hydra heads. And then you have to survive and do AoE damage and kill out those Hydra heads, because while you're smacking the heads, she doesn't lose that much life. And then eventually, the Hydras will die. I forget exactly how many times you have to kill them, but those Hydras will die because you kill them and they come back, you kill them, they come back. So eventually they will fully die, and then she can take her full damage. So we're just kind of waiting for all of those triggers to happen. This is why I was focused on getting counter, because this will help me to slowly kill those Hydras a little bit faster because they attack me, and I have this. Then we have a few things that we need to think about with our big shields. So I have one big shield with Divine Realm. I have one big shield with Salvador with his 2 costs that holds in hand. And then I have one big shield with Murphy that allows me to reduce their strength down. So if I cycle this correctly, I do turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm good there. I have this wonderful counter that I'm already going to start to put in. So the death resistance decay rate is reduced from 50% to 45% during the battle. And when Faint plays a card, temporarily reduce all enemy strength down by 5 and gain 5 temporary strength for each enemy present. There's going to be 3 enemies. This is going to be really good. What else? At the turn end, deal fixed damage equal to 50% of Faint's counter. Okay, so we're going to play that card. And now I would love to have a Hot Tomato, but I don't have it. I'm going to hold on to this because this also now does a cleansing, right? Dispels self-vulnerable, weakness, and fragile. She's going to put that on me, but not the first turn. So this is innate. It's kind of tricking you that you should not play this the first turn. Okay, and then I'm going to wait and see if I can get a Hot Tomato before I exalt these units. I have so much, and I have 12 cards that I can hold in my hand because of Theis's Wheel. I'm safe, can't play anything else. But now this thing also does a thing. Is it this one? At the end of the odd turns, if there are remaining Arithmetica, draw 2 extra cards the next turn. So I should also draw more cards too. Oh, I got another baby. Nice. Okay. So you see that she just put all these debuffs on me. And if you weren't paying attention, you would just keep playing and you're like, why aren't I doing damage to her? Why am I taking more damage? My shield isn't big. Like, why am I not getting as much shield and why am I taking more damage? So I'm going to use this card now and remove that. All gone. Okay. I want a Hot Tomato. I did not get a Hot Tomato. Choose one Awakener to gain, but make Hydra gain 4 strength. I don't want that. Lose 20 HP and draw 2 cards. Perfect. And when I rouse her, I get her Hot Tomato. Yes. We got the Hot Tomato. All right. So now that I got the Hot Tomato, I got a lot of options here. So we're going to actually... So I have 240 strength. Don't need to worry about any of my big, huge shielders. So I'm going to use Faint and put 2 weakness on the boss. And also Hot Tomato them. Hot Tomato happened. We'll play Faint's card. And I'm actually going to spend one of these to help Faint get some more with Medica back. And we already have 260 counter. It's looking pretty good. All right, they're ×5. So this is the time where I want to lay on a whole bunch of counter. I have 9. I have this card, remember, in my hand, so I don't want to play that at the end. So one of the best times right now is to actually use Murphy's Exalt because it's, again, a ×5 and it's going to drop down a lot of damage. So I'm going to use that now. I'm going to actually flip into red stance and be a little more aggressive and use Murphy's Exalt. And you can see, even though I have 94 shield, I'm safe from the 15 hits. Perfect. So I can use a Hot Tomato. And then I can Exalt Salvador and get some strength. Now, I remember I need to keep 1. So hopefully I don't forget that. And what's going to happen is she's going to die first. And then she's going to be like, psych, I'm back. See? Now I have these little guys that are going to hit me. And they say, she's recovering again. Our attacks did nothing. So now I have to kill these Hydra multiple times before she takes damage. But luckily, I have Salve's Meteor that's going to come down and do AoE damage. So here we go. Salve's Meteor. Smack the 2 Hydra. They died. They'll come back. We will play this card. I'm going to get rid of this now because I don't want to do this, but I had extra crit rate that whole time. Perfect. And now I will hot tomato her, even though it won't do that much damage to her. Because I have to kill those annoying little Hydra multiple times. And we're going to save Vortis's Exalt. She's just going to sit there and be all yellow until we kill the Hydra. And it says, now's the time, it's your chance. We can finally kill her. I just don't know how long that takes. So I'm on turn 4. Let's see how long it takes. Look at this beautiful ramping. Play this card. Go here. Give it to Murphy. Go here. I don't even have to think. Get so many cards. All right. One of my options. I can't use Salve's option. I'm going to hold Salve's option for a bit. So what I can do here, well, I just exalted Murphy. That's fine. I will put it into white stance. And then this gives all of those little Hydra and also Murphy here in the middle weakness. So once I do that, the damage is going to drop down. And I'm pretty much safe again. Now with my counter, I'm going to kill these little guys. 1. Perfect. There goes the counter. Playing Insight. Hot tomato coming through. I have 10. So, again, all of their weakness is gone. Here's a weakness, and I get 2 weaknesses, because not only is Salve cards doing it, but the Orison is doing it too. So I'm going to play that card. Alright, I'll play a defense. I'm going to play this to gain more counter. How much do I get up? I got like about an extra 30. Play a hot tomato. And then a strike. Alright, from this point, again, I can get some more shield from her card. So I can go here and get some shield and counter from Feint. Getting it up. And now I'm at 405 counter. I have 3 tentacle slaps. They're not doing that much to me. It would have been, maybe I could have exalted her, but I don't really need it. But should I just show you this just to be a little protective? Sure. I'm going to do both of them. Okay? Because she's doing, well, she's doing times 5. I'm fine. 126 is not that big of a deal. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Slappy, slappy, slap. All right. Turn 5. We've killed them, what, 2 or 3 times now? Oh, they're back again. Hello, little annoying things. All right. So, times 1 attack. So what would be really nice if I can kill this one and then put on Salve Sanctuary, because that gives me a protection barrier. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to choose one Awakener to gain 50 illness. I want to do it. Do I have a hot tomato? I do have a hot tomato. Sure. Let's put it for Salve. All right. Salve's going to go hot tomato, right? Hot tomato, hot tomato. We're good. Now I have a shield up. That's really all I was looking at doing. Alright. So with this, I have so much Arithmetica. I want to draw some more cards. I'm okay with using one of my symptoms. Again, I have so much here. Do I want to give them more strength? I get Hydra the strength in the middle here. We'll wait that out. Okay, I think we're going to have to end it here. Perfect. So I should really count that, because if my tentacle slap now are strong enough to kill the first guy, I can put this up to protect from Murphy's when she's doing 1 big hit. So right now it's times 5. So times 5, it's great now to use, I mean, this is Miriam, so it's a great time to use Murphy's defense. So we'll go there. Okay. I have no more hot tomatoes. I'm going to use Salve's big shield too. Kill all of them. Go here, get rid of this card, go here. And yeah, let's let it go slappy slap. Turn 7. Will it tell me now that the Hydras are done and I can actually like kill her? Not yet. Okay, hot tomatoing. Oh, they're not attacking me. Nice. So I can just load up my hot tomatoes. Draw a card. I have these two. I'm not going to use them. Hot tomato again. And let my tentacles go slappy slap. I lost a little bit of life there from my... Oh, they put on weak. Do you see all those things? Okay. So now that they've transformed, we took down all of her shades. So this was turn 9. So I had to kill all that. Now she can finally die. So this is now the time that I will use Vortis. The big power coming through. And remember, I have weakness on me. So I don't know if he'll give me a card that I can remove the weakness. If I can, I'll play that card. I don't think I got his card though. No. All right. So ×2, we'll put on Self Sanctuary. Go here. Hot tomatoes on, right? Yes. So we'll use up... I'm going to flip into red stance. We're going to use up a hot tomato. Because I want to try to get her life down a bit before I Exalt Fortis. So I'm not worried about her doing damage to me. I'm going to use these. And load up my other units. Okay, so if I can get her ready to Exalt. Of course, she's like right there. Him. Alright, so we'll Exalt him. I have 2 more hot tomatoes. Hot tomato 1. Boom. And then we'll do this again. Hot tomato 2. Alright, and then big hit. And that's how easy it is. Turn 9. Didn't even need to hit anything else. There you go. And we'll just do a little overview of the statistics for you. 0, 0. That's how much health I have. Enjoy.